Hello, welcome to this Encontro in our channel called Insights. Today we have a very special guest with us. He comes all the way from India, and it's Bhupinder Singh Kohli. We had the opportunity to meet brother Bhupinder in India, and he was doing work connected with the Global Hospital. And it's very interesting to know a little bit more about Bhupinder's experience and Bhupinder's life. Since 22 years old, he's kind of driven and attracted to do social service in India. He has been working in State Bank of India for more than 30 years. Now he's retired, and he's completely devoted to the social service. He has become this amazing philanthropist, and he has managed even to involve his mother, who nowadays is 95 years old, in this social work that he's doing. And one of the interesting things that he has shared with us is that from his experience, the experience of personal happiness comes when you are able to do social service, to do selfless service, to serve the other, to think about other human beings as well. So welcome, Bhupinder, to this channel, to this session with us. And I would like to start asking you exactly about this. How do you feel that this experience of happiness, personal happiness, is connected with the service someone does for humanity? Because nowadays people are really in search of happiness. Happiness as a purpose of life, happiness in organization. There is even one branch of psychology which is called positive psychology, which also does lots of scientific researches about happiness. But you come with this simple formula that personal happiness comes from the service of humanity. Could you please share a little bit more about this discovery and how it applies to your own life?
First of all, I express my deepest gratitude to you for spreading the words of humanity. And I am too honored to have you taking my interviews. Since last about 40 odd years, I am in this charity work, working with the State Bank. Along with that, I was doing this charity since my age of 22, 23. But it very started with a small act of when I was traveling to my office. I was standing on a railway platform. I saw a small pencil in the railway track. So when I lifted that pencil, and one small boy who was muddy, small, fully of mud, a very small chap, about 5-7 years, he pulled my pant and asked for the pencil. So I gave the pencil to the child, and he lifted some scrap from the floor and started scribbling. So it came to my thought and the feelings in my heart that for a small pencil, this child was struggling. I don't know, he was able to learn or read or write something, but he tried to learn something from that thrown away pencil. And he was scribbling on the paper. And that transformed my thoughts of doing charity for the mankind in various different fields. I used to start collecting the unused stationery item. I used to start collecting unused, unexpired medicines. I used to start with old, unused, but usable clothes, which was given and shared to the people, unfortunate people who are unable to take care of these things. So what I feel is to be cultivating joy in the happiness of others should come naturally. It is easy to do, but this is because spontaneous joy is our true nature. When we feel that I'm doing something good for the society, the inner feelings, inner happiness, automatically it regenerates. The really wonderful things about expressing gratitude through joy in the happiness of others is that it opens up for us a whole new source of delight. It is, I can feel the whole world as my family, my brothers, my sisters. So doing something for the people, my brothers and sisters, gives me more energy to my life. And this type of awareness can make us more powerful person indeed. When you do, automatically the positivity comes to your thoughts, your mind, to your behavior. But we develop this ability to spotlight the positivity in any of the circumstances or the situation.
So another question that I would like to do is regarding, usually people think, well, I'm so small, I'm alone, what can I do? People usually, they think that whatever they can contribute is not good enough in terms of making the difference in a world in which we see so much suffering and so much pain. And from another side, we also know that we live in a world in which there are so much corruption and really people, they don't know in whom they can trust. So you say you define yourself as an army of one man. So you have been starting alone and you have been able to make the difference in the life of many people. What thoughts would you share with people to kind of increase their motivation and the faith that they can make the difference in the life of someone else, even if they do just a little bit? Because usually people think they have to do a lot. So how they can kind of ingrain charitable work in the day-to-day life? Because I think that people, they also don't have much time nowadays. So they struggle sometimes between the desire to help, but the limitation of resources in terms of money, in terms of time. So what would you advise them in terms of your own experience?
See, everyone must have a different connotation about happiness. For some, it is the materialistic happiness that matters. However, the real happiness one should be looking for is the immaterial one, as this can be derived only when one is willing to give 100% into everything we do. The best portion of your life will be the small, nameless moment you spend smiling with someone. Love is when other person's happiness is more important than your own. I remember one incident in an old age home quite long back, might be about 25 odd years back. So there were about 84, 85 inmates in the old age home, and various organizations come during some festivals or occasions or New Year, and they distribute some of the other kinds to them. One of the organizations came, they were known to me, and they distributed some stuff to these old people. And the tendency of these people who are in old age home, the moment someone gives, they open the wrap and start eating or using whatever the items there. Even they are full stomach with meals, then too they will open and start eating. So everybody started opening and wrapper and started eating. One lady, he took that gift from that organization and very disowningly she dumped into her locker. She didn't care to open or see what was there inside. When the organization of that chief of that organization asked why she is not eating, so I said, I know the answer because I am coming with them since last more than 2 decades. You ask. The lady was asked, why you don't open and eat it? She removed one packet and said this was given by some organization, this was given by the second organization, this was given by you, you can take this all. You don't want this? Well, no, I don't want this. Then what do you want? She said, if you want to give the smile on our face and give happiness to our heart, you sit here for 2 minutes and talk to us. The people in the old age home are far away from the people who can share their talks with them. This is only an example of old age home. It is not, the individual houses are not spared. There are various houses, might be 2 big houses, but the old people are dumped into one single room, uncared, unanswered, or uninquired. What they want, how much they want, nobody comes and talks to them. So for the whole day and night, they are sitting alone. If they have the gadget, they use that much. But physical touch, physical talks are very, very rare nowadays. These moral values we have, it started diminishing nowadays. Even we might have grown up with various other developments, but this physical and emotional touch of our relations are getting diluted now.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting, no? Because I believe that it's part of the human nature. This expression, no, of the goodness which is inside, and the exchange of this goodness which is inside. But nowadays, I think that our culture and the difficulties in life and so many things put people more and more really kind of enclosured inside themselves, inside their homes, inside their relationships, and they don't extend their capacity. And it seems to me, no, and I'm just thinking about this idea of Saint Francis, no, that it's when you give that you open yourself to receive. It's like giving, you are able really to extend the limits of your being. And you also kind of not just discover more inside yourself, but you also are able to develop, no, and to come closer, maybe even to idea of God as the one who is also a giver. No, it's like this treasure store that gives constantly. So do you feel that there is a connection between spirituality and the social work? Because you can see that social work somehow is present in all the main religions, and anyway, the main people in spirituality are always kind of thinking about bringing benefit to the other. So how do you bridge these 2 aspects, spirituality and charity?
See, as mentioned in the holy spiritual book of Guru Granth Sahib, Paropkar nit chitvate nahi kich poj. Those who continuously remember the Lord, they do good deeds for others, and they harbor no ill will towards anyone. They always love to each other. God-fearing person has no enmity in his thought and his mind. He sees everyone, that he sees God in everyone. So, Brahm Jnani par upkar umha, the God conscious being delight in good, doing good to others always. So, every religious teaches us to do something good. Even if you can't do things, you do good. It is, see, I have compiled one book which is known as the Beyond Everyday Life. The Everyday Beyond. In that book, I have some 5 points. One gives the reason. I say those are the excuses. Very first thing is, I don't have time. Or if you ask them to do charity, they say, I don't have time. Everybody might be busy with the gadgets and WhatsApp and Facebook, but they still say that we don't have time for doing charity. First is the time, second is the money. I have told you in my previous talk that whatever I collect, these old things doesn't require money. It was all your waste, which was somebody's utility. So even at now, if at randomly, if you open your wardrobe and see so many things which are unused lying there in your wardrobe, but could be very important and precious to the one who can't afford it. No. So there, no time, money is not required. The third point is, I don't have organization. I don't have any, I am not president, or I am not the secretary, or I am not the official of any organization. You can see I am working as a one-man army. I don't require any organization. What the name has kept is only in my wife's memory. I have kept that name only just for the namesake. But no organization. Since last 30 plus years, I am doing alone without any organization. And I never ask for money from anyone. If you want to donate directly, I will direct you to the needy person from whom you can send it whatever you want. So I am not intermediary to collect the money or any sources. And fourth, it's very simple, what alone I can do, what I can do. So I remember one share of Muhammad Iqbal. He says, माना कि हर गुलशन को गुलजार ना कर सकेंगे हम. It's very difficult for a single person to blossom someone's life. It's all the Almighty can do, and He makes the way. It is not, sincerely speaking, it is not me I am doing. What Guru Nanak has said is, Prabh nikat vasai sabna kat antar gurmukh virle jata. God is close at hand. He dwells deep within the heart of all. How rare are those who can share someone's happiness. So what alone I can do, so Muhammad Iqbal has said, Mana ke har gulshan ko guljar na kar sakenge hum. It is very difficult for an individual to blossom someone's life. But again, the next line is, माना के हर गुलशन को गुलजार ना कर सकेंगे हम, पर एक खार तो कम कर सकेंगे गुजरेंगे हम जहां से हम. At least I can lift the stone from someone's path, which can pinch the passers by. There is some banana skin there, lying there. At least I can remove that from the road and keep it aside. That is the charity. If I can cross some blind or old lady or the person, that is something a charity. If you can sit with someone who is unable to see, physically impaired person, you can share some stories with him. A deaf and mute person, you can play with such person or child there. So this doesn't require all these 5 points as I said. Neither the money, nor the organization, nor an individual, nor any time. It's a simple act. While moving into your routine work, you can do the charity there.
Very, very inspiring, Bhupinder, brother Bhupinder. Especially the name you have chosen for your book, which I think that really explains a lot about what you are doing beyond everyday life. Or you can do a lot more in the day-to-day life, no? Without, as you say, having the need of an organization behind you or to have much money, but it's like simple acts of charity that you can do every day to kind of give more meaning, more purpose, and more value to your life. And coming also to another very interesting practical aspect, you have shared with us in India, and now you have shared again, that you have managed to involve your mother in the social work you are doing, and that she is the one selecting medicines to give as donation, as well as kind of selecting clothes. And many times when people get retired, they lose the purpose and the meaning of their lives if the purpose is too much connected with the job they do or the title they have, the role they play in the professional area. And that's why many retired people even get depression. And I believe that being involved in a social work is one of the secrets to have a lifelong, anyway, to live longer, basically. And not just to live longer, but to live longer and to live a healthy life. Do you have anything to share with us about the connection between involving yourself in social work after retirement, for example, and this aspect of living longer and in a healthy way based on the experience of your mother?
The two aspects I will share with you. One is of my mother, who is now running 95. And she is a supra-active lady now. The day starts at 6 in the morning and she winds up not earlier than 10 o'clock late in the evening. She never takes a nap in the afternoon. The whole day she is doing some or the other thing. Either she is spinning the charkha, or she is knitting the sweaters, or she is sorting out the medicines. She is washing the clothes of collected clothes, which can be used for the unfortunate. The best part is she now, of course, she is now a little old. She is unable to move out of the house. So the restriction has been done. Earlier, I'm talking about 3-4 years back, before the lockdown, she was having a team of 13, 14 people. They were all senior citizens, plus 70 all. So she used to visit all people who are bedridden, old people who are unable to move from their house to the worship places. So they can't go to the temple or Gurdwara or any worship place. So she takes the Gurdwara or temple there where the person is. So the person who is lying on a bed, she goes and does the bhajan and keeps them there in front of that patient or the senior citizen. So likewise, that patient also get tranquilized. The team, 13, 14 people, they're also busy. This goes to once or twice in a week. Earlier they used to go. Then small act, positive, being in positivity. I say, if you are getting retired, life is a management. It is whatever I say in the whole of my episode, it is my perception. I don't put the rubber stamp that this is only authenticated. This is my thought. Maybe it may be differ with person to person. I see the life as a management. One is the financial management. How far you are capable to take care of your need and desire. I never believe the desire. I always believe the need base. My need is maybe limited, but desire is endless. So the desire never ends. So I have put the anchor there. This is my need and this is my requirement, and I am happy with whatever I am getting even after the retirement. This is the first aspect. Their person always think I am getting retired, I'll be getting less amount, I'll be getting the pension, or I won't be having the other privileges what I was there in my job. This I have never thought, because my life has kept in reasonable. So this is the financial management. Second is your health management. What the spiritual book says, Guru Nanak says, Prathame mitya tan ka dukh. Priority is your health. If you are healthy, only then you can take care of yourself, your family, your society. If you are not healthy, what you will do for yourself also? So being healthy, there are various requirements, like you have a good eat, good eating habits, good exercises, and positivity, of course. Doing meditation is one of the healthy source of being positivity. And third is the social. You have to be social. You know, we have made the walls in our four sides. Yeah, me and myself, me and my family. But what beyond we have never approached. I have a record on my mobile having more than 5,000 plus names. Believe it, all those 5,000 people, at least once in a month, I contact them. Either via WhatsApp or SMS, via mail, via messenger, or whatever way. I am in touch with all 5,000 plus people once in a month. So I know whereabouts, how are they, how they are, what good or what bad news, I understand it. So this being socially touched with me. Earlier, what I used to do, the 26 was the working day and 26 was the alphabet. So every first day, I take all names starting with A, second day starting with B, and like was 26th was the Z. So whosoever names comes, accordingly, I used to call them. But not now. Now I do with grouping and WhatsApp and all that. Mm-hmm. So nobody is away from me. They are all physically, they might be away. You are miles away from physically. Geographically, you are far away. But sincerely, you are very, very close to my heart. So I can always touch my heart and feel my sisters and my brothers are there. They are happily settled there. They are in a good condition. They are or any problem. I see problems have sharing the problems may some outcome can come. I can give some guidance. I share, don't challenge. But if you share some problems, but sharing problems again, unless you are in touch with people, if you are getting messages, if you're getting calls or if you're getting any mails, immediately respond. And the moment someone sends me the message, within some minutes, when the moment I see, immediately respond. And I have the list of people whose birthdays and marriage anniversaries or even some death anniversaries also are on my record. Made a template of those birthdays greeting cards. The moment I get up in the morning, I see my calendar, how many birthdays and how many anniversaries are there. Resume only the name I have to put and I send it to them. Not less than 50 odd per day, I send these greetings to people. So this way I am in touch with the people globally. I don't say only to my limitation of my locality. Globally, I am in touch. So this makes you, energized, positive, and of course socialized. You can get more knowledge from the people. Either you get or you share your knowledge to people. So sharing knowledge itself is a charity.
Mm-hmm. It becomes a life of exchange of energy, exchange of blessings, exchange of good feelings and good thoughts. But also you make yourself available for the other, for the needs of people. So it's very inspiring, Brother Bhupinder, what you have been doing. I'm sure it's very inspiring for those who are going to listen to us as well. As we are coming close to the end of our conversation, I would like to give you the opportunity to share a last thoughts, like whatever you want to share that we didn't have the opportunity during the conversation. So it's like giving a last message to the people who are listening to us.
Giving lessons, I am not, I'm very small, tiny flame. I can't show the light to the sun. But of course, what my experience says so, since last 30, 35 years in this charity, of course, and in my life also. Life is like a ECT graph, sometimes up, sometimes down, sometimes pain, sometimes pleasure. But in both ways, whether it is a pain or whether it is a pleasure, you have to be balanced. So Sukh, Dukh, what Guru Nanak says, Sukh, Dukh, dono sam kar mano, aur man apmana. You have to balance the pain and pleasure. Enjoy the pain also and enjoy the pleasure also. Don't get depressed when there is a pain and don't get overjoyed when there is a pleasure. You have to be balanced. When you are balanced into your life, then no pain can harm you. No negativity can come closer to you. And when you think of someone else, not me, for me, not the next spouse, but for me, my neighbor, for me, my citizen, for me, my countrymen, for me, my whole global family. These are my family. Family is not only what is mentioned in my documents. Family is what is mentioned into my heart. If I think those are my families and I have to do something, see, again I said, it is very difficult to give happiness to everyone, but at least you can share your happiness with someone. They can share their pain to yourself. So ask what is the pain or share what the happiness is. Now what you do now, what are you doing presently is you are only sharing the thoughts of happiness. So I am also grateful to you because this is the most charity work you are doing. The whole of the life in Guru Nanak's life, he didn't made any temple. He only spread the word of humanity. Globally, he has moved and shared those words of Almighty, and that was the words of humanity. So this is the channel from you. You are spreading the words of humanity. Itself is a charity. Spreading the words itself from mouth to mouth, from media to media. Nowadays, these are media are very readily available. And when you share your goodness, when you share something, ideas, when you share some good things, maybe someone there who is sitting there may come out with something happiness. Yes, I got that way. I got that path. I got that. So in my whole of my yearly projects, 5 projects are done. One is I collect food grains for the widows from different sources. There are multiple widows, and then I manage some medical aid for the every year from June to August, I do plantation. Every year, average wise, 400 to 500 plants I do the plantation in different locations. And very simple exercise of survival of those plants. In the schools, I do the plantation, and every plant is dedicated to one child. And his nameplate is mentioned on the near the plant, and is asked to take care of that plant by watering and cleaning 1 feet surroundings of that plant. So 100 plants, if I plant in one campus, the 100 square feet area is automatically clean and automatically 100 plants are watered. And then every end of 6 months, for 6 months they have to take care. And on the 26th of January, I send one tree certificate to them to be given to the child who took care of that plant. So almost 80+% of the plants which are planted since last 3 years, more than 1200 plus plants are surviving now. So even saving the environment, saving the nature itself is a charity. So this whatever small part I'm doing for, I don't say I'm doing for you, I'm doing for someone else. I say I am doing for myself. At least I want to survive, so I take plantation and take oxygen from that.
Very inspiring. Your life is really an inspiration, Brother Bhupinder, I'm sure for me, definitely, but I'm sure for many people who are going to listen to this. And I would like really to thank you so much for not just for being available, for sharing honestly from your heart in this video, but also for everything you have been doing to make life a more beautiful and unique experience. And I also would like to thank all of those who dedicated some time to listen to us in this conversation. If you want to know more about the work that Brother Bhupinder is doing, we are going to put all his contacts under this video so that you can connect directly with him through his website, his Facebook, and then you can find out more about the beautiful work he's doing. I also would like to request to all of you who feel that this kind of conversations is being meaningful for you, that you could subscribe to our channel and also share this conversation with other people who you feel might also feel inspired. Many thanks.